Hi, my name is Amar. In this video, I will discuss how to implement persistent animated dynamic theme in Flutter using GetX. Here, I have created a project named as Persistent Dynamic Theme Animation Flutter GetX by using the getCLI tool. After creating the project, in the pubspec.yaml file, I have taken some dependencies. The first one is animated theme switcher. The second one is getStorage. This getStorage I have already discussed in my GetX playlist. And the third dependency I have taken is Google Fonts. Okay. Now after taking the dependencies, let me move to the main.dart file. In the main.dart file, here what I have written, inside the main method, this method has been declared as async. After that I have called widgets flutter binding.ensure initialized. Then I have initialized the getStorage by calling the getStorage.init. After that I have created the instance of getStorage class and the instance name I have given as _getStorage. After that I have created a boolean variable named as isDarkMode, and inside this variable I have written getStorage.read getStorageKey.isDarkMode. Now getStorageKey is nothing but a class which has been created by me. If you can see here, inside the project folder, inside the general folder, I have created a file named as getStorageKey. If I move to the getStorageKey, then here you can see I have declared this variable. Okay. Now in the main.dart file, what I am trying to do, I am trying to read the value from the getStorage with the key getStorageKey.isDarkMode. So initially it will not get the value, it will return null, and if it is null, then what will be stored inside isDarkMode? False will be stored. As you can see here, if the value is null, false will be stored inside this isDarkMode variable. Now in the getMaterial app, you can see that in theme I have written appthemes.lightThemeData, and in dark theme I have written appthemes.darkThemeData. Now this appthemes is a class which has been created by me. If I go to the project explorer, then inside the general folder you can see I have created a file named as appthemes.dart. If I go to this file, then you can see here I have created the class named as appthemes. And inside this class, I have created this light theme data and dark theme data. Okay, I will upload this project to GitHub, from where you can find this particular code, right? So in this particular class, simply I have created the light theme data and the dark theme data, and this is the entire code. Okay. Now after that, in the modules.home folder, inside the views folder, I have created this home view. If I move to the home view, then you can see this home view is extending get view. Then I have a scaffold. In the scaffold, there is an app bar. In the app bar, in the background color, I have written theme.offContext.colorScheme.background. In the action, I have taken an icon button, and in the icon button, I have specified moon stars having the color as black color. That's why you can see here in the app bar, this moon star icon is coming having the color as black. Okay. In the on pressed, I have not written anything. In the body, I have taken a stack widget. In the stack widget, in the children, I have taken a container, and for the container, I have given a margin from left and right as 16, and from top I have given the margin as 0. Okay. Now in the child of the container, I have taken a single child scroll view, and as a child of the single child scroll view, I have taken a column widget. In the cross axis alignment property, I have set its value as cross axis alignment.stretch. In the children, I have called a method build top image, which is creating this image. After that, I have taken a sized box. After that, I am calling a method build text, which is building this particular text, that is enter mobile number to register login. Okay. And here you can see, while calling this build text method, in the data, I have passed enter mobile number to register login, and in the text style, here I have written app text style dot ktext style 14 with theme color. Now this app text style is a class which has been created by me. If I go to the project folder, then inside the general folder you can see app text style folder is file is there, and inside this class I have created these three variables: ktext style with font, Here I have written Google Fonts dot monstrate, and if you remember, I have taken this Google Fonts in my pubspec.yaml file. Okay, and so this class is provided by that particular plugin, right? After that, I have taken this KTextStyle14 with theme color. Here I have written Google Fonts dot monstrate font size 14, and in the color I have written appcolors dot k primary text color. Okay. Similarly, here I have created one more variable KTextStyle12 with gray color, and after that here I have written Google Fonts dot monstrate font size 12, and in the color I have written appcolors dot k secondary text color. Now this app color is also a class which has been created by me. If I go to the project folder, then you can see inside the general I have created a file named as app colors. Inside this app colors, you can see I have created a class named as app colors, where this k primary text color and k secondary text color, k black color, this colors has been created. Let me show from the beginning. Here you can see, here I have written var bottom footer gradient. Here I have written get storage dot read get storage key dot is dark mode. If its value is true, then this color will be initialized, and if it is false, then this color will be initialized. Similarly, in the k primary text color, I am reading the value from this get storage key is dark mode. If it is true, then in the k primary text color, this color will be initialized, else this color will be initialized. Similar thing is happening for k secondary text color, and in the k black color, I have specified the value as colors dot black. Okay. So if you move to the home view part, then here, if you remember, in the icon which I have taken in the app bar, here I have written in the color app colors dot k black color. So that k black color is coming from this particular class. Now let me move again to this children build top image. If I go to this function, then here you can see it is returning image dot asset, and after that it is taking the logo.png image from the images folder, and it has the height as 150 and width as 150. If I go to the project folder, then you can see here I have taken this images folder, and inside this images folder I have taken this logo.png, and this entry I have done in the pubspec.yaml file as well. You can see here inside the assets I have written -images/. This means I can take all the images from the images folder, right? Now after that, again let me go to build text function. Now inside this build text function, you can see it is actually returning the text. Inside this text I have passed the data, that is the text which will be displayed. In the style, this text style which has been passed to this build text function, that will be applied, and in the text align I have written text align dot center. So here you can see, while calling the build text function, I have passed the data. This means the text which will be displayed. After that, I am passing the text style. In this particular case, the text style is KTextStyle14 with theme color, which I am calling from the app text styles class, right? After that, I have taken a sized box. After that, I have taken a form widget. In the form widget, in the key, I have specified controller.form key. Now let me move to the home controller, controllers home controller. Inside the home controller, you can see I have created this let global key form state, and I have given the name as form key. After that, this form key has been initialized here. Okay. Now after that, in the child of the form widget, I have taken a column widget, and as a children of the column widget, I have taken build text form field. This is actually building this text field. Okay. Now let me move to this function. Inside this function, you can see it is returning text form field. In the text input action, I have written text input action dot done. After that, in the on field submitted, I have written controller dot validate and check mobile number, and inside the parenthesis I am passing the value. Now what this val will contain? This will actually contain the value which has been entered inside this mobile number. Now in the auto validate mode, here I have specified auto validate mode dot on user interaction. In the controller, I have specified controller dot mobile number editing controller. Now if I move to the home controller, then you can see here I have created this let text editing controller. I have given the instance name as mobile number editing controller, and in the on init, here I have written mobile number editing controller equals to text editing controller. Okay. Now here let me tell you one more thing. To make the app bar color as transparent, here I have written this code system chrome dot set system UI overlay style, and inside the parenthesis I have written system UI overlay style, and inside the parenthesis as a property I have passed status bar color, and in the status bar color I have specified colors dot transparent. That's why this app bar color is transparent. Okay. Now let me move to home view once again. Then in the style, here I have passed app text style dot k text style with font. In the keyboard type I have specified text input type dot phone. In the decoration, I have specified input decoration hint text. I have given mobile number. In the hint style, I have written this. In the label text, I have written mobile number. In the label style, I have written app text style dot k text style with font. In the prefix icon, I have specified icons dot phone. In the border, I have specified outline input border. In the border radius, I have given a circular radius from all sides, and the radius value is 8. Is dense is true. Error style is app text style dot k text style with font. Max length is 10. In the validator, here I have written return controller dot validate mobile. Okay. Now this form validation I have already discussed in my previous videos. I will give the link in the description of my video. You can just have a look and understand how the form validation works. Okay. Now here in this particular case, it is validator is actually calling the validate mobile method of the controller. Now in the home controller, you can see that I have created this validate mobile method, and here I have written if the value dot length is less than 10, then it will return the message provide valid mobile number. Okay. And here if you can see, here in the on field submitted, I have called controller dot validate and check mobile number. Okay. If I go to the home controller, then you can see this validate and check mobile number has been created. Here I have written is form valid equals to form key dot current state dot validate. Now is form valid is nothing but a variable which I have created here, having the initial value is false. Now this will contain true if the form state is valid. So here I have written if not is form valid, then it will return, else form key dot current state dot save. Okay. So whenever here I will hit on this button. Now let me move to the home view. Here you can see here text input action. I have written text input action dot done. That's why this done icon is appearing here, and whenever I will click on this particular icon, then this on field submitted will be called, and whatever code you have written inside the on field submitted, that will be invoked. So if I click here, then you can see it is validating this input text. Okay. Now after that, this button is there. Let me move again here. Here you can see this build elevated button is called, and here I have passed the context. After that, there is a sized box, and after that again the build text is called. In the data here I have passed we will send OTP message for unregistered user, which is appearing here. Okay. Now let me show you what code I have written to create this button. Let me move to this particular function. Here you can see it is returning constraint box. In the constraints I have written box constraints dot type for. Inside the width I have written context dot width. After that, as a child of this constraint box, I have taken this elevated button. In the on pressed, I am calling controller dot validate and check mobile number, and inside this method I am passing controller dot mobile number editing controller dot text. Means whatever you have written inside this text field, that is passed to this particular function. Okay. In the child of the elevated button, I have passed a text. In the text, I have written continue. In the style, I have written app text style dot k text style with font. In the style, I have written elevated button dot style from, and in the shape, I have written rounded rectangle border. In the border radius, I have given a radius of 50 from all side. The button elevation is 10 and in the padding I have specified a value of 14 from all sides. Okay, that's it up to this image, this text field, this button and this text. Now to create this footer, here if I move at the top, then you can see in this stack I have discussed about this one. Now here in the stack, here you can see I have taken another widget align. In the alignment I have written alignment.bottom right, and as a child of this align widget, here I have called the function build footer. This build footer is actually building this particular design. Okay, let me move to this particular function. Here I have written clip path. In the clipper I have specified footer web clipper, and after that you can see I have taken the container, then box decoration. In the linear gradient I have specified the app colors as app colors.bottom footer gradient. Okay, and inside this footer web clipper the code has been written to create this particular design. This code I have written. Okay, that's it. So this is the code to design the UI, right? Now here I will write the code to change the theme, as well as I will make the theme persistent. Okay, and to do that, first of all I will move to the main.dart file. In the main.dart file, here what I will do, this get material app, I will wrap it inside theme provider. Okay, I will write theme provider. Now this theme provider is provided by animated theme switcher. If I go to the pubspec.yaml, then here I have taken this animated theme switcher. That theme provider is provided by that particular package. Okay, now in the theme provider, here I will write init theme. In the init theme I will write is dark mode. If it is true, then here I will write app themes dot dark theme data, right? Else here I will write app themes dot, it will be light theme data. Right? Now after that, here what I will do, it is generating error, is dark mode. Sorry, it will be dark mode, right? Now here in the theme provider, in the child, here I will use builder, and in the builder here I will pass context. Okay, now in the context here I will return this get material app. So let me simply cut it from here and I will paste it here. Okay, now there is no need of this comma. Okay, is dark mode. Okay, now inside this get material app, in the theme, instead of writing app themes dot light theme data, here what I will do, here I will write theme provider dot of context. Okay, this is it for main.dart. Now what I will do, I will move to the home controller. Right, now in the home controller, here I will create let final get storage. Okay, now let me import this package. Now in the on init, here I will write get storage equals to get storage. So I have created the instance of this get storage, and here I will do one more thing. Here I will create one more variable, is dark mode equals to I will initialize with the value false and I will make it reactive with the help of .obs, right? Okay. Now in the onInit, here I will write is dark mode dot value equals to get storage dot read, get storage dot read, and here I will read the value from that particular key which I have created, that is get storage key dot is dark mode, right? Let me move to the main.dart file. Here I will do one more thing. After reading the value from the get storage key, if it is null, then initially this is dark mode will be false, and that value I will write into the get storage. And to do that, here I will write get storage dot write. Now let me copy this and let me copy this, copy, paste, and in the value here I will write is dark mode. Okay. So whatever value stored inside this is dark mode variable, that will be written to this particular get storage with the key this one. Okay. Now let me move to the home controller once again. Now in the home controller, here what I have done in the onInit, I have written is dark mode dot value get storage dot read. This means whatever value is stored inside this get storage key, that will be stored inside this is dark mode variable. Okay. Now after that I will move to the home view part. In the home view part, what I will do, I will wrap this scaffold inside another widget which is called as theme switching area to make the animation. So here I will write, or I will wrap it with a widget known as theme switching area, okay. Now let me import the package. This is actually provided by the animated switch theme. If you remember this animated theme switcher, this is provided, this class is provided by that particular package. So let me import this. Now in the app bar action, here what I will do, I will wrap this icon button inside theme switcher. Okay, this is also provided by that particular package, that is animated theme switcher, right? Theme switcher. Now in the builder, here I will write context, okay, and in the context what I will do, here I will simply cut this and paste it here. Okay, now there is no need of this, right? Now here I will do one more thing. I will wrap this icon button inside the OBX widget, and to do that, here I will write OBX and I will cut this icon button from here. Let me cut it and let me paste it here. Fine. Now in the icon button, in this icon, here I will write controller dot is dark mode. If you remember, I have created this variable inside the home controller. If its value is true, then here as a icon I will display, icons, Cupertino icons, actually icons dot brightness. Okay, and if it is false, then it will display this moon star. Okay, so if the value of this is dark mode is true, then it will display this brightness icon, otherwise it will display this moon star icons. Okay, and whenever I will hit on this particular icon, at that time the theme should change. So in the on praised, here what I will do, here I will write controller dot change theme. I will call this method, or I will create this method inside the controller, and here I will pass the context. Okay, now I will create, sorry, let me name it change theme. Okay, now I will create this method inside the controller. So I will move to the home controller. Inside the home controller I will create this method, right, to change the theme. So let me create the method here, void change theme. Here it will take build context. Okay, now here I will declare a variable final theme equals to, here I will check get dot is dark mode, means if it is in dark mode, then in this theme variable I will initialize app themes dot light theme data. Okay, else here I will initialize app themes dot dark theme data, right, and after that here I will use theme switcher, which is provided by that particular package animated theme switcher. Here I will write theme switcher dot of context dot change theme. Here I will use the not null operator, change theme, and here I will write theme, and after that I will pass the theme which I have created here. Okay, and after that I will need to make the theme persistent, so I will need to save the dark mode or the light mode to that particular get storage key which I have created. So here I will write if get storage dot read get storage dot key is dark mode, dot read get storage key dot is dark mode, then here I will write get storage dot write. I will copy this key, and in the value obviously I need to pass false, because if we are reading the value from that particular key and if that value is true, so in the is dark mode I need to write the value as false, else I will simply copy this, paste it here. Now this value will be true. Okay, that's it. Now let me run the project. Now let me check whether it is working or not. Okay, now if I hit on this button, then you can see that it is working fine. The theme is changing and it has a animation as well. Okay, here the icon is not changing. Actually, let me check why the icon is not changing. Change the icon here in the home controller while we are changing the theme. Here we need to write is dark mode dot value equals to, it should be false, and here is dark mode dot value should be true. Okay, since the value of this variable is not changing, that's why the icon was not changing. Okay, now let me again run this. Okay, now if I hit here, then you can see the icon is also changing as well as the theme is also changing, and it is animated as well. This is how we can create persistent animated dynamic theme in Flutter using GetX. I hope you have liked my video. If you have liked my video, please subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for watching.